Detective Brian Reed of the West Memphis Police Department. Currently in the Crawford County Jail in Lynn, Arkansas. Today's date 10/20/93. The time 10:54 a.m. In Crawford County Jail with Rex Allen Heath and Detective Bill Durham. Mr. Heath, basically we're here asking questions concerning the triple homicide of the 3 8-year-old boys that occurred in West Memphis. You aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, and you're aware that this conversation is being taped?
Yes.
Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. The events that we're concerned with concern Buddy Lucas. You know Buddy Lucas? Okay, is he a relative of yours?
Yes.
And how's that relative?
He's my aunt's son.
Okay.
And my husband.
Okay, so he would be a cousin?
Yes.
Okay. During the early part of May, even back a little bit before that in April, you had occasions when you were staying at that residence?
Yes.
The residence of Mary, is that her name?
Right.
And Buddy Lucas. Okay. During this period of time, there were some occasions when some barbecue was cooked, and what occurred with that barbecue?
When I just went over and I Jesse, Daddy, you want some chicken? He said, yeah, we carried a plate of chicken over there.
Okay. Who accompanied you when you went over there?
Me and the little bud, uncle, Buddy Wilson.
Okay. And when that occurred, do you know if little Jesse was there?
At that time, no.
Okay. Now, are you certain of when that occurred?
No.
Okay. I understand we've already talked about this, and you're fairly certain that occurred before May the 5th when the murders actually took place in West Memphis. But it did occur that you went over with Buddy and this other gentleman, and you took some chicken over there. Do you remember May the 5th?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember that day on the 5th? Do you remember what you did that day?
Laid some wall on the house.
You were working in construction work? Okay. Do you remember specifically whether you may have gone over to Jesse's on that day?
No.
You don't remember?
I didn't go that day. You know.
You didn't go that day. Okay. That's what I'm getting to. But you have been there on occasion with Buddy.
One time.
Okay. So when Buddy tells us that he believes that's the date on the 5th that he went over there with you, he did go over there with you, but it wasn't on that day.
Right.
Okay. Has Buddy ever mentioned to you anything about any kind of clothing or shoes or anything that he may have gotten from Jesse?
They wear them all the time.
They swap clothes? Okay. So that's not unusual?
No.
Okay. Did you ever remember anything about a pair of shoes that Buddy may have gotten from Jesse?
Nothing.
You don't remember?
No. They wear clothes, shoes.
They go
all the time with each other's clothes.
Okay. All right. So if Buddy were to say that he remembers that date that the murder occurred, and he thought that was the date that you went with him, then you're probably thinking that he's in error, knowing that you've been there with him before. Okay. But he probably was there on the 5th if he remembers that.
I was.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Is there anything else you can think of? Do you have any information about this homicide? Have you heard any rumors about who may have been responsible for it?
No.
Okay. You knew Jesse?
Yes.
Okay. Was he a relative? Was he a friend?
A friend.
Jesse Sr. Did you know him?
I know both of them.
You knew both of them? You knew Jesse. You said he kept the kids, Jesse Jr. He actually kept your children on occasion? Okay. And you had an opinion you expressed to me a while ago.
I don't think it's him.
You just didn't think that he would have had anything to do with it?
Like I said.
Okay.
I've been knowing him ever since.
him?
No.
Didn't know him at all?
Didn't know him at all.
Okay. Jason?
Okay.
Okay. So from our conversations, what I've heard so far, Buddy and Jesse were very close.
It was real close, man.
It was like there wasn't a day that ran by that they wouldn't have seen each other.
They had seen just about every day.
Every day. Okay. Is there anything else you think we need to include in this interview?
That's all I do is Jesse.
Okay. I'll conclude the interview. If you got any questions we need to cover, I'll conclude the interview. The time is 11 a.m. Okay, this is Detective Reed back on the tape again. Time is 11:01. Rex, you've got a sheet in front of you, a statement of Rex Allen Heath, and basically it says that you met with us today here and that you did give a tape-recorded statement. All right, when you signed this, I asked you one more question, that if Jesse had told anybody about this occurrence, about this crime, if he was involved in it, who would he have told? Okay, if he had told anybody in the world about this, it would have been Little Bud? Okay, that's what I needed to know. I'm going to go ahead and conclude the interview. The time is 11:02.